Welcome to today's session. In this session, we'll see with GSM evolution and its architecture and corresponding components of GSM. Okay. I hope you can see in the architecture, it is divided into two parts. The very first part, it is mentioned with the red colored here. Okay. We call it as a baseband. There's a baseband part. And second one, we call it as a NSS. We call it as a network switching system. Okay, let us begin with the first part here, BS, okay, in which it has three components. One is MS, BTS and BSC. Okay, we'll see what you mean by MS. MS is nothing but your mobile subscriber. Okay, what we use is a handheld device is MS. Okay, and all the way your mobile phone is connected in the network through the tower. What we call as a tower is antenna. We call it as a BTS. BTS full form base station transceiver system, or also it is called as RBS, radio base station. Means my mobile phone MS is all the way connected to the BTS. There are n number of BTS are around the globe or around the location where you are located. Okay, now n number of BTS are connected to BSC. We call it as a base switching controller, and it is also called as RNC. Okay, I hope you can see the nomenclature what I am using here, RNC. Okay, this is the standard diagram what we are following. Okay, RNC, okay, in which my MS mobile phone connected with a wireless connection between your mobile phone and the BTS. There is a wired connection between BTS and the BSC switching controller. Okay, in this your base station, that is a base band, is connected to the network switching system NSS. Okay, in the right hand side, what you can see, look at here, all the way your BSC is connected to MSC. MSC message switching controller. Okay, now if you are there, the n number of BSCs are there, all the n number of BSCs are under the control of one MSC. Like this, we can have a n number of BSC, we can have n number of MSCs. Okay, in this MSC, okay, there are the several other components are connected. I hope you can see HLR, we call it as a home location register, AUC authentication center. Okay, and all the way this MSC is connected to the, there is a wired connection, broadband connection. We call it as a PSTN or through SS7 signaling network. Okay, I hope this is the architecture. There is a connection diagram. We will see functionality of what are the all components here. Okay, in the left hand side, okay, I given here what we call as a BSC, base switching controller, CGF, okay, charging gateway function. I'll come to this one. Okay, GGSN, gateway GPRS support node, HLR, home location register, MSC, mobile switching center, PCU, packet control unit, RAN, radio access network, SGSN, serving GPRS support node, VLR, visitor location register. Okay, now this is all the way the data will be communicating from BSC. Okay, look at here. If you are the user, you are the mobile phone, all the way you connected to BTS, BTS to the BSC, BSC to MSC, and MSC there is a huge network. Okay, the bandwidth will be very quite high. Okay, now the GPRS, in the GPRS the data will be in packetized. If the data is packetized, now look at here, BSC is connected to the PCU, means I say packet control unit, means the data will be flowing in the other side is in packetized format. I hope you know that there are the different way of switching centers message passing will be there. Okay, message switching center, okay, and packet switching center. Okay, now the data will be flowing in GPRS is in packetized. So the same way. Okay, here we call it as MSC, we call it as SGSN. Okay, we'll see what you mean by GGSN. Okay, PDN like this. Okay, now this is a one standard architecture of a GSM. Okay, I hope this diagram is very clear, because if you understood this one, the data contents will be replicated in LTA with the advanced components. Okay, now that is what I mentioned here. Okay, my baseband is connected with MSC, mobile phones, BTS, BSC, RNC. RNC we call as a radio network controller. Okay, now few of the components we'll see in NSS. Okay, that is the MSC, message switching center. It is connected with very important components HLR and VLR. HLR is nothing but a home location register. Means each user belongs to one of the register, that is called as a home location register. Means his all personal data, okay, related to the location, authentication, all the corresponding data will be stored into HLR. Okay, for one subscriber there will be one HLR. Okay, there cannot be multiple HLRs. Okay, there is a one HLR. Okay, now the next one is a VLR, visitor location register. Okay, all the way is the visitor location register is connected to MSC. Okay, now imagine that I have a MSC. Okay, in a particular place there are the two MSCs are there, two VLRs are connected. Okay, these two VLRs, they are giving a service to the MS. When they are giving to the service to the MS, before giving a service, all the way they will contact to the HLR. Okay, once the HLR given a authentication, then VLR will start giving a communication to the MS. How long it will give? Until the person will be holding the channels. Once the user has terminated, all the information will be again submitted to the HLR. Okay, means at a particular location, the component is giving is VLR. Okay, now PSTN is a public switching telephone network, is a huge network. In turn, it is connected with a many kind of networks. Okay, there is like many telecommunication networks. Okay, now this is a simple architecture what it is replicated from the same GSM. Okay, look at here. Now here we call it as NB, node B. Okay, base station. Okay, NB. Okay, earlier we call it as a PTS, now we call it as a node B. Okay, RNC, radio network controller. BSC, we call it as a BSC, here we call it as a radio network controller. Okay, now the data serving, okay, all BSCs, okay, all BSCs are connected to the MSC, means SGSN, means serving a GPRS support node. Okay, in turn, if there are, imagine that there are the multiple MSCs are there, all multiple MSCs or many MSCs are connected to the one of the MSC. It is also same like a MSC, one of the MSC, we call it as a gateway of nodes. We call it as a gateway of a GPRS support node. Okay, it will be like this. Okay, if I say, if I take a diagram like this, okay, there's a one here. Okay, there's a many are there. This will we call as a gateway. This is what MSC1, M1 I call here, M2 I call here, M3 I call. Means multiple MSCs are connected to one of the MSC. This is also same like a MSC, but we call it as a gateway, because again here there are many MSCs may connect here. Okay, imagine that the left hand side we have 3 MSCs and the right hand side we have 3 MSCs. We can't connect the interconnect one by one. What we can do, we will have an intermediate MSC, to that all the MSCs are connected and it is giving a service. Okay, now this is what the functionality. Okay, this is what the simple architecture of LTE, okay, network what we are given here. Okay, at the right hand side, okay, how the service will be given here. Okay, look at this, 3GPP as I mentioned here. Okay, now PDN, packet data network gateway. Okay, ENB, okay, we call it as a ENB, that is what we call as a network controller base stations. Okay, ENB. Okay, MME, mobility management entity. Okay, and SW is serving gateway. Okay, I hope you can see similarly. Okay, now this is my ENV. ENV will be connected to, okay, SGW or PGW. Okay, and in turn it is connected with a mobility management entity. Okay, what we call as a evolved packet core network. Okay, we call it as a EUTRAN. Okay, that is a evolved universal terrestrial radio access network. This is what the architecture of a LTE, how the data will be flowing, okay, from one component to the another component. Okay, these are the component list what we have mentioned here. Okay, ENV stands for all radio interface related functions, means BSC. Okay, I'll take all the way, the basic architecture is GSM only, from here only. Okay, ENV we call it as a all radio interface related functions. Okay, because my mobile phone is getting connected to a nearby station, that is what base station. Okay, we call it as a ENB. Okay, now MME we call it as a managers mobility. UE, okay, that is a identity and security parameters. Okay, that is what I say is MSC, what we are calling it here. Okay, it is what it is a manager, it is a mobility manager. Management is taken care by MME device. Okay, and all the security issues, that is what the very important is, our security. Because how do I check? For example, if my mobile is entered in a network, okay, before giving a service, okay, from the network will first, it will authenticate. If it will give the authentic check, then only it will start giving a service. Okay, that is what security should be taken care. Okay, now SGW node that terminates the interface towards EUTRAN. Okay, means it's a gateway of connections. Okay, PGW is a packet, it's also it's a gateway of a network with a packet attached. Okay, interface towards PDN, that is a public data networks or packet data networks. Okay, we call it as a PDN. Okay, now when I go for the UMTS, there is a universal mobile telephone service includes, okay, the core networks will be provide switching, routing and subscriber management. That is what UMTS will be providing, is a core network. Switching the switching between the networks will be, okay, taken care by that. Routing, the connection routing and subscriber management, all the management of a device will be taken care by, okay, this UMTS. Also the architecture based backward compatibility means if there is an advancement, okay, it is in position to support with backward compatibility. Okay, BTS becomes node B. Okay, that is what we call as a node B. BSC becomes RNC. Okay, this is with respect to UMTS. You need not worry about the what you mean by UMTS, something like this. Okay, it is such the advancement technology. Okay, BSC, RNC, that is a radio network controller. NSS becomes, that is a CN, that is a core network. And MS is called as UE, user entity equipment. User equipment is nothing but what is the user equipment in their there's a wireless network is nothing but your mobile phones. Okay, that is what user equipment. And 3G air interface called WCDMA, that is a wideband, okay, CDMA supported with FDD and TDD. Okay, this is what the brief, okay, how the data network, okay, providing a service with a faster data rate. Okay, it is a simplified table will be provided here. GPRS in 3GPP, okay, the very first row we can see GPRS in 3GPP, we can see, okay, it is given with the 97/99. Okay, the peak downlink speed will be downlink speed 40 to 80, peak uplink will be 40 to 80, latency will be from 600 to 700 millisecond. In edge, okay, look at this, how it is getting increased here. In edge, the peak uplink, the downlink will be 237 to 474 kbps. Okay, similarly uplink will be 237 kbps, latency will be getting decreased at 350, okay, 450, okay, millisecond. UMTS, okay, 384, little bit increased here, little bit, okay, it is not managed with up to the edge here. Edge is a one more technology, okay, communication technique what we again. High speed data uplink, okay, there is a UMTS with 1800 kbps and uplink will be 384 kbps. High speed APA, high speed PA, high speed PA plus will be ranging between 3600 kbps to 7200 kbps with uplink with the speed of 2000 kbps, and HSPA plus 28 to 42 and uplink will be 11.5 mbps, okay. And when you compare with this all with the previous all, okay, look at this LTE. There is a long-term evaluation, okay, release 2 we call it as RL8, okay, all the way. Sometimes you might be crossed with RL8 also, okay. Its peak downlink speed is range from 173 to 326 mbps, okay. Look at this, it is much more, multiple 10 times of the previous all, okay. Sometimes it is 100 times of the previous all, okay. It is getting supported with a peak downlink speed of 173 to 326 mbps and peak uplink speed will be 86 mbps, okay. When you just compare with the previous one HSPA plus, okay, 11.5, now it will be supported with 86 mbps, okay, with a latency will be very minimized of to 30 millisecond, okay. This is very important when you're comparing YLTE, okay. I hope from this session you will understand that the architecture of LTE, okay, and the components, so that you can understand the operation of a LTE, okay. Thank you.